Hello YouTube, my name is Plazukas. Today's video is going to be on a content creator that I have talked about recently, and that I will have to stop talking about, although I think I've been very fair and balanced with my coverage, but as everything goes, there's a limit to how many things you can do. And so this will be my last video regarding this individual for a while. And we can focus on other individuals in the community that also need to, I think, be addressed. But this video is going to be on Tectone. And I don't want it to be another video on Tectone, but it is. I went to his chat today and realized something that I've already realized previously. Tectone seems like a bully, like an internet bully. And that is his persona. That is his edge. That is his appeal. He doesn't take no shit. Okay? And I respect that from one person to another. Yet, when faced with somebody that is rational, that has an argument, that is not fundamentally flawed, does not involve any kind of psychosis, although we do all suffer from mental illness, let's be very clear. So I'm not perfect by any stretch. Nobody is. He does not want to participate. Now, I get that. He's in a platform right now, and currently with the drama of all the other Genshin Impact people, and then there's some serious allegations apparently, and that does not surprise me at all. And I don't really want to dive into that because it's not my drama, and it's not what I would ever want to be associated with anyway. You know? However, I have to talk about Tectone being a bully, and I don't know, if he is the person that is right in the particular drama that is being, dealt with right now. I don't know if he is right. I don't know who is right and who is wrong, and I don't think anybody really knows because just like the Gacha Smack video, there's always two sides to every story. So let's get into this particular content real quick.
Have sensitive skin, then you shouldn't go after other people. Would you agree with that?
That's true. I agree with that. I don't think you should go after people if you have sensitive skin. Although that creates the atmosphere for bullies to take advantage of you as well, which has happened in our environment for a very long time, unfortunately. It's why people, get preyed upon a lot of times. It can also happen for many other reasons. It doesn't mean that you don't have thick skin. It could mean that you have a problem and you're getting taken advantage of. Like, there's a lot of reasons why that could happen, essentially. But I wouldn't prescribe to this completely, but I would agree that it's very difficult if you have thin skin.
Because Enviosity was his own demise. He went after me, and let's be real, bro. If you come at me, I'm swinging back. Every time. Especially if it's over some bullshit. Hopefully that makes sense. I guess that makes sense. Great. Hey, dude, I'm gonna be real, Hams. I appreciate you talking all this shit out. And I appreciate you taking your time, okay? I appreciate you, dog. You were confused, is what it is. Good talk, man, okay? Thanks for the explanation. I think this stuff with Barack is high school drama. It is. It is high school drama.
There we go. High school drama. And we have these content creators who are farming this high school drama when we actually have serious financial implications for people who play free-to-play gachas, and then say they're doing it for various reasons, which I will never say again. I already said I wouldn't do that. Some of which is to make guides and to be more relatable, right? There's other reasons as well. You can go find that information yourself. Publicly available, quote unquote, available to you. And so unless it's like the other allegations, which I've kind of heard in passing, but I don't really know. Trust me, right now it's a bit ignorant to me, okay? I will admit that. I do not know the drama, and I do not want to know the drama between all these other people. Okay? I'm focused on my particular thing, and that's it. I'm focused completely on my philosophy, and that's it.
Drama. However, the people in this community are children, and they take this shit way too serious.
an interesting declaration to suggest that they're children. And this is something I've alluded to in the past. And I know this. And most kids are off school right now. So, coincidental that this information came out now? I mean, I'm not saying it's conspiratorial, okay? But more importantly, the coverage that we're having on it, because it is high school stuff. Almost like they're farming the youth. They can't do that, technically. It's against the law. But we all know what happens. TikTok, Twitch, YouTube all have younger user bases that are not allowed to be targeted, are not allowed to be farmed, are not allowed to do any of these, specific things to, because they against the law, especially in America.
And the other big thing is that the amount of people in this community who have built their reputations on a fake persona and being this, oh, look at how good and nice I am.
Yeah, it's true. So I think specifically, and because I've been a matter of conversation for the past week, obviously there's other people in this community that he's talking about. One of them is Enviosity. Yeah, I am who I am. This is always this is how I've been throughout my entire life.
When the mask falls off, it falls off hard. Look,
But that's not to say that I'm a perfect person. He's speaking directly from. This is the problem. This is the conundrum. Okay, this is the Enigma of Tectone. He's suggesting that Enviosity is not a good person. He's suggesting that I'm not a good person. He will suggest that in a little bit, which is totally fine and fair. I've already spoke up about this. None of us are. We all have our past. We all have trauma. We all have things. We all have mental illness. We all have things that we struggle with. Tectone does too. Okay? So bullies, what usually happens in cases with bullies, not to get personal, not to get specific, but a lot of times bullies are the ones getting traumatized and are victims as well, and they're retaliating against it. I'm not suggesting that that is the case, but historically speaking, psychologically speaking, that is usually how the pattern develops. So it could indicate some of that behavior. I do not perceive myself as a bully, although I guess in some context I have been pretty aggressive in some of my tactics. But I do believe that they've had very clear motivations and have been laid out as logically as they could be in this kind of YouTube format, which is not perfect, admittedly. But then again, there's people out here that are doing it, and so who's gonna stand up? Who's gonna stand up? And I don't want to take anybody down. I don't want to take Tectone down. Okay? But as you'll see it throughout we'll get to it. Okay? Now that he's established this.
Be real, guys. One controversy with Ziox, he's going to lose 40% of his viewership.
Here we go. This is it.
That's just how it goes. One controversy with Dish, Tuano, they're losing 20% of their viewership. That's just how it goes. When you build your persona on being this nice, holier-than-thou person, when the mask falls off, it falls off hard, because then this whole internet darling thing, it just doesn't fly anymore, right? It just doesn't fly. That's why people don't like bullshit in this community, because when it happens, and it's happened so fucking much, when the mask falls off, you're done, right? You're done. And that's just how it goes.
Right. And I think in this particular case, he's talking about people like me. And he thinks that I'm just making a fake community and that nothing that I say matters, or that I don't actually believe in what I say, which is what I do believe in it. Within the context of a game, within the context of, with YouTube, within the context of social parameters, nothing physical, nothing personal, nothing like that. So, and I want to make that very clear to anybody watching. Do not ever, okay, in any form or capacity, take any kind of action in real life, period, at all. Keep it virtual and keep it legal, 100%. Now we can get back to my messages.
How you doing, homie?
So I said I gained a 100% user base from you. This was when I was responding to his 40% reduction. because he basically implied that he creates this. He creates this ability to be able to destroy people that come after him. And so I told him no, he's creating an audience for me. None of which I asked for, by the way. He still thinks that this video that I made initially was directed at him because he's the biggest free-to-play player in this gacha space. It wasn't. It was a problem well before Tectone. It's been a problem for many, many years. And it doesn't just involve gacha games. It involves all forms of games. Just not supporting games principally is my issue if you're in this hobby, because it indicates that you are here for all the wrong reasons. And if you are here for all the wrong reasons, there are so many other reasons why you could be here. And most of them are not good. Because if you're just here for the games, then most likely you're a good person and you mean well. But if you're not, well, that means something else, doesn't it? We're going to have this back and forth. Okay.
You gained 100% user base? Yo, good shit, man. How much money you making? How much money you making, baby?
This is kind of a weird thing, so...
You in the quad digits yet? How much money you making, bro?
It's going to be a slow... Oh, let me...
Also, I thought you said you weren't going to talk to me anymore, man.
That's true. So, on principle of not talking to him, I think I made it clear that I was making a statement. I knew that my engagement with Tectone, if I was to continue this dialogue in these videos, would eventually happen again. Just because, for me personally, I have a plan now. I didn't have a plan to begin with. Listen, when I made that first video, I can promise you, I was literally going back to my game, never expecting to post another video or to have to respond to any of these people that reacted to me. And then I realized that it got picked up by the algorithm. And then I had to get ready. I wasn't ready initially. I was like, okay, what am I going to do here? What's my plan? Didn't have a plan. And I don't have a full plan right now, but I have a better plan than I did before. None of it involves ending anybody's career. None of it involves getting personal. Okay? Okay, to the extent that that's possible. Obviously, there was one thing I brought up, but that was because it's publicly disclosed and it's something that references the free-to-play gacha scene. And again, when you get in the mud, we all get dirty. I'm dirty as well, admittedly.
I'm not looking for money just to win the war.
That is true. That is true. The war of games, the war of the ecosystem, of content creation, of this whole hypocritical nature, misleading, magician act thing that is happening in this community, where there's got all the sheeples and the herds out there. That's the war I'm winning. No other war. It's a metaphorical war. It's not a real war. Okay. I don't know. I'm not here for the money. I'm not here for the money.
Hey, keep fighting the good fight, brother. You're getting them. You're getting them. But I saw that you unfriended me on Discord, bro. What happened?
Yeah, I did unfriend him on Discord. And that was obviously a statement, as much as the statement's going to be made here soon as well. I got backlash for being nice initially when I had took the phone call with Tectone, because he kept on telling me all these very personal things, and I felt, sincerely, sympathy and empathy, as one would. And then to turn out that, he spent money on Honkai Star Rail, just on the Robin banner, which wasn't that long ago. And the philosophy was, I'm free to play because of X, Y, and Z. And then it turns out, no, you're free to play because of your pure intentions, which are most likely just to make money, which is not bad, okay? But then again, how transparent are you being if you're just trying to play this game? And I think a lot of the reasons why he's playing the game is maybe because Kuro Games is making sure that he is free to play. Maybe he has contractual obligations for his persona now to be more free to play friendly. I don't know. But there's enough evidence to speculate here. Opinions. And those are all they are, is opinions. Okay, if you had asked me, you know, swear on the Bible, then yeah, I would say no, of course not, because there's no proof. Okay, it's just speculation. But there's enough evidence to speculate, in my opinion.
I thought we were cool, bro.
We were cool. We were totally cool. Even though I was riffing because that video wasn't about you initially, we were cool. And we technically are cool. Like, I don't hate you as a person, period. I hope you don't hate me as a person. This can stay completely and utterly online. But as far as our paths right now, no, we're not going to be cool because I'm fighting for something else in this space in gacha, and I'm fighting for something else in video games, and that's something that I will continue to fight for in my videos.
Are we not cool? I was upset, man. I was going to invite you to play Fortnite yesterday, man.
I don't play.
It's a shame.
I don't play Fortnite.
We ain't cool? Shit, what did I do, bro? What did I do, man? Hey, I'll be real, man. I think you need to make another video on it, to be honest. I think you should probably make another video. Yeah, I mean, I'll be real, man. I mean, I think you need to make 8 more videos today about this, bro. I mean, this is
I'm working on it. I'm working
bullshit.
on it.
Yeah, is this the ecosystem? You're part of the corp. I know, bro. Dude, you should make like 50 more videos on it right now. You got to get in there, man. Yo, okay, thank you for subbing, by the way, bro. I appreciate that.
I did not sub. Somebody gifted me a sub. I can prove that as well. Yeah.
Hey, you officially broke free to play, dog. Thank you, man. I appreciate you subbing.
I did not sub.
Yeah, I feel like, man, I don't know. I feel like you need to make more videos. I'm gathering Avengers. Yeah, man. Do it, bro. You got this. By the way, how?
Yeah, I mean, shout out to the newest Avenger. I had a great time making that video. I watched that video 10 times in a row. It was fantastic.
How's your relationship with your family?
This is weird, see? This is when it gets personal. He is a bully in many ways. And I never want it to get to this, but it is about money, right? And it will affect people ultimately. But at the same time, he's spreading this message of other people's egos and other people's personalities, and yet his own personality is also critiquable, is also criticizable. Not fair. It's not a fair game we're playing. Okay, let it be known. I never asked him about his family. I never insinuated or would ever want to inquire about that. And that's the first thing he asked, because guess what? All of his people that come to my channel, they ask that as well. They call me grandpa, they call me crazy, schizo, and they say, how's your family doing? How's your family doing? This is the tactic. His chat is bullying me. He's bullying me. So what do you have to do with the bully? Well, there's many ways. You can go to the principal if you're in, high school. You don't want to fight them because you probably lose, most likely. You'll either lose physically or you could lose entirely, depending on who the bully is and what the situation is. It's very difficult. Like, it's a very hard thing to be in if you're having to face somebody like this. And I mean that from a conceptual level. Could it get worse than that? Of course, it could get more personal. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it never does, because then legal action and all that stuff has to be taken. But currently online, I'm just gonna continue to make the videos that I make. That's how I'm gonna do it. And I'm gonna make this video. That's how I'm gonna do it. That's all I'm gonna do. Period. I'm not gonna make it personal. He can. I'm not gonna answer this question. I'm gonna keep it 100 games. 100% games. That's what I'm gonna keep it as.
Curiosity.
And that's how I respond.
Do they know what you do?
I'll answer that. Just kidding, I won't. It's personal. Like, why does it matter? Who knows what? Like, that's not a... I've shared some personal information, and that's fine. It's no point.
I'm just wondering. Do you got like kids and shit or no?
Yeah, see, look at this. and he's just getting super personal now. Which I don't take offense to, but I understand the logic as to why someone would do this. And this is the tactic that I think Tectone might use on other people. You know how uncomfortable that would feel, even if you are a good person, even if you, you know, and we're not innocent. None of us are innocent. But even if you are a good person, right? And your intentions are good, these kind of tactics can affect you, especially with somebody that has concurrent viewers of 6 to 20, 40,000, whatever it is. I don't even know what the peak is for Tectone. And everybody knows in this space, he's the big dog. He's, as he calls it, and he has a complex, a T-dog. He's T-dog. And then he has this PTSD acronym that he uses. Post something Tectone disorder. Okay? Those are very like narcissistic, and I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychologist, but based on all my understanding of what, you know, patterns develop, it can be similar, attributed to like a narcissistic tendency. Not to say that that's the case, could just be the personality, the online personality, right? But I am observing it, and it's very clear and distinct. And it's obviously he put me off here. This was something, because before this the conversation was fine, and then it got personal.
We keep it 100 on games. Well, how come? How
I think
come
he
you
got
say you
mad.
keep?
I think he got mad. Honestly, he wanted me to be baited, and I wasn't gonna get baited. He wanted me to bait. He wanted me to take the bait, and I'm not gonna do that. I would never do that. Maybe in my past when I was younger and not as smart, but I'm not gonna do that now. I would never do that. He didn't expect me to have all these responses for him, but I was ready. I was waiting, and I don't know why he even acknowledged me in chat, to be honest. But bullies do, I think. If I had to formulate an opinion, this is his stick. Chat saw me. Chat saw me. Tectone knew it. He didn't respond to me. Chat would have bugged him potentially even more because I've been on the radar for the past 10 days. I think he had no choice. And I think he knew that this was going to end in the way it did.
But 100 on games and you haven't uploaded any gameplay videos, man.
Another personal attack. I mean, this is less personal. This is specific to games. It's true. Been very busy. I do need to take a step back in videos. But the pressure needs to get turned on. I need to continue to turn it on. So games, unfortunately, they're a bit on the table right now. I'm focusing mainly on my mission. So games are on the back burner. It's sad to say, and it will be something I have to get back to. So at some point, the videos will have to slow down, and the production will have to decrease.
How come I don't see you playing any games?
I was gonna respond. I was trying to respond. I got timed out a few times. Wouldn't let me do that.
Also,
too
how come
quick.
you say that if I spend money, it's bad, and if I don't spend money, it's bad?
He got mad at
Because
this as
weren't
well.
you the guy saying the other day that if I spent even $1, then it's fine?
Yeah, I've continued to say that. My overall philosophy has been the same since pretty much the beginning video. If you don't support video games, then yeah, it's bad for the ecosystem. And it also gives the impression, you know, that you are not being transparent. You're not being upfront with your audience. I've said this over and over again. Have I expanded it? Have I tried to clarify it? Have I been challenged? But of course, all these things. But overall, if you take everything I've said from start to finish, I've been very consistent. And people, and there's a tactic that can be used to try to make you look like you're crazy, by not acknowledging what has been said. And we had this long conversation on his actual channel. I talked about this, and we can go back to Gacha Smack. Gacha Smack had him on his channel for the, you know, editor debacle, and he saw on his on that, you know, that person, the editor, had posted on his Reddit, and then when he reacted to Gotcha Smacks on his channel a few days later, he said he didn't remember that when he already had seen it. He said he hadn't seen it. You know, so I don't know if this is forgetfulness or if it's intentional. Either way, my message has been very clear from day one.
And then I show you me spending the dollar, and then you say it's not fine?
You show me, you don't show me anything, first of all. You've never shown me spend $1 on the game. If you really wanted, and I never thought you would, but let's just say you did, you could have spent the 99 cents. And I'll be honest with you, this would have been over. I would have stopped at that rate. And then I realized that you spend money on Honkai Star Rail. Now that it's out, and now that I added the clip that is actually pretty effective in my opinion, now it becomes an issue. Now you want to actually acknowledge it. So there's just layers here. And I get it. But I'm just a nobody online that you tried to bully. All these people try to bully me, thinking that maybe my message would get in the algorithm. And if it did, and if they didn't, they'd have to backtrack. They would have to literally, it can't get too big. They have to nip it in the butt before it gets too big. And a lot of people get intimidated and they go away. I'm not going to be that person. That's why they keep on pressuring me with, why are you playing games? What are you doing with your family? Are you spending time with them? You have no job. They want to continue to pressure me. They want to continue to badger me. They want to continue to make it seem like it's something personal. It's not personal. It is merely professional. That is all it is. It's hobbyist conversations and debates. You just don't like that because it affects your particular personality that you've developed for whatever years. And I didn't even know that until now. And yes, now that I know this, and you are one of the biggest gacha streamers in the world, yes, because you are part of the problem, in my opinion. And that problem is my hobby, games that I love, people that I love in the community. And clearly you don't support them. Or you do, you're selective with the support. And the reason why is because you're playing a game. Not a video game, a game of the mind, which is what salespeople do, which is what I've been saying from day one. Come on.
So which is it? Yeah, I'm just trying to figure it out, bro. I stand by what I said.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you're saying is you can't defend your logic?
I've defended my logic over and over and over again. And listen, it's a little bit redundant.
And so you're just going to make vague comments because you're...
I don't make vague comments. My videos are way too long because I continue to ramble.
Delusional? Or what?
I am delusional in the sense that I do not form to the standardized, westernized version of capitalism. Yeah, I am. I've already admitted that. I'm not a capitalistic. I'm not an entrepreneur. I don't want to ever be because I know that at that level, at the hundreds of thousands, $1 million, $1 billion level, you have to literally destroy people's lives. You have to literally take advantage of people. And I know there's a certain level that you don't have to do that, or it's so minor that it won't affect them as much. And if we all lived in that area, everybody would be fine. The world would not have poverty. But that's speaking a whole different kind of topic. I'm not trying to do that. But in the hobby that I love, that it provides me escape from all this shit that's happening in the world today, yeah, it does matter to me then. And when it becomes greedy, when it becomes capitalistic, when it becomes salesy, when it becomes gamey outside of video games, yeah, I have a problem with that. You kind of call me delusional because you think that I should just fit into the system and make all that money. I can't do that. I can't do that. There's many reasons why I can't do that. Really, there really is not. It's not a simple thing for me. I wish I could a lot of times, in my life. I wish I could have done that, but I've never been able to.
Is that what's going on? Is that you can't defend yourself? And I've been consistent? No, you haven't.
Yeah, I have.
You said that all you wanted me to do was spend money on games. And then I show you over the course of 3 years I've spent $20 on a game,
I do answer
right?
this.
Which
I
was
do
one
answer
game.
this. I
That's
do
my
answer
side
this.
game. And I'm still free to play on Wuthering Waves. So you say, if you spend, okay, so you didn't spend on Wuthering Waves. Okay, so if I spend money on Wuthering Waves, then it's fine? Or what about if I spend Wuthering Waves,
I
then
think
you're
I
going to
say yes
say,
here.
oh, well, look at that. He's selling gambling to children. So you haven't been consistent, Bazooka.
You were being a hypocrite, is what I said. But I would have said yes. And then, well, it's a known fact that everybody's selling gambling to children. That doesn't matter if you're free to play, if you're sponsored, or if you pay to win. All those things still apply. The difference is you are indicating to your audience that you've paid for something, and that changes them. That changes their mind. Investors know it. Tectone knows it. His businesses know it. Other colleagues know it. It's a known fact. These people, there's people out there that are literally doing these groups to try to see what's the most effective for engagement. Guaranteed, everybody's getting that training to some level. They're talking to each other. They're finding out what is working, what isn't working. I guarantee you, and it could be contractual too, it could be a combination of both, that they figured out it's a lot better to go free to play. And I've already shown you a clip of that in one of my videos.
You haven't. You were being a hypocrite? No, I wasn't. No, because bazookas.
Specifically for Wuthering Waves, yeah, you were. Because you literally used something personal that you yourself have publicly disclosed, which I will never say again, to try to defend your position. And it was a bad thing to try to put in my face, to try to literally bully me, to stop me from having a point, to belittle me. You know?
Let me tell you how I wasn't a hypocrite. Do you want to know why I spent money on HSR? Because I beat the game. I beat all content in the entire game, and it was all cleared. And then once I showed my chat that the entire game is beatable free to play, then I spent $20.
Well, congratulations. Okay. The problem I have is my philosophy still stays the same. You did not support the game throughout its life. Many games failed before that, first and foremost. Okay. And I do think that that is, and I still stand by this, taking advantage. And then you also give the impression that you are free to play, which you were in Honkai Star Rail, which you are in Wuthering Waves, but you're not doing it for the video game. You're not doing it for the things that you suggest you are. And I can't speak to your intentions, but there are many examples now that I can point to that suggest there is a clear motive and intentionality towards it. That you're trying to get more people in. You're trying to gather more. It's not about the game. It's about your bottom line. It's about your potential future. Which is smart. No shade. Okay? As long as it doesn't affect games, which you didn't support Honkai Star Rail for 3 years. That affects video games. The fact that you're playing, gacha to begin with. All these things are red flags in this ecosystem. Okay? And yes, you can pin holes in my arguments to some degree. You're like, man, you are like out there. You don't think like normal people. Of course not. Because I'm trying one of two things. We either save the world or we get back to some normalcy in video games. Because I either need to escape through my video games or I need to save the world. Either one. Can't have both. Okay? And if all we're doing is just creating more problems in video games, which is what we've been doing, in my opinion, with gacha games specifically, then yeah, that's a problem. Because we're having gamblers and addicted people play these games and losing all their stuff, And that can be said for MMOs. That can be said for a lot of games. I get that. I understand that. Games is very addictive. And yes, in a perfect world, we wouldn't need games. We'd all be kumbaya in the open world, and we'd be having fun in real life. That isn't our reality either. So it's not a perfect situation. I get that. But you have to take a stance. And this is my stance. And listen, I don't expect everybody to agree with me. Clearly you don't. That's fine. So this is my stance. Like it, don't like it, disagree with it, agree with it. It's on you. But I'm going to continue to have it. I'm not going to change it unless the world changes, which that ain't happening anytime soon either.
So that's why it's not being a hypocrite, right? But the problem.
Well, you're being a hypocrite on Wuthering Waves, 100. You didn't mention that. You didn't say, "Oh, I'm gonna wait until I beat the game." You didn't mention that. If that was your philosophy, I think you're just now making that up as you go along. Potentially, I'm not suggesting that's the case. I can't speak to your mind or your flow of consciousness. But at the same time, like, okay, that's pretty convenient for you to say. Fine, I accept that, and that's a pretty good answer in all reality. I'm not going to deny that either. But at the same time, that's not why you said you weren't going to support Withering Waves. You used other things, which then, it's this whole circle of thing. It's just everything. And like, I get it. It's a game, man. Okay, it's sales. It's just how long can I exist on this platform and gain subscribers, gain money, so that I can get out of here. I get it. It's a short con, long con, whatever it is.
Is that unfortunately, and I'm going to talk to you seriously now, okay?
Okay.
Okay, little bro?
He didn't talk to me serious.
Little bro, you got to understand, right, that you are going to build a user base, right? But this user...
He's done this serious talk a lot lately, too, which I think is another tactic that he uses to try to, like, get people to stop. He did the serious talk before thinking I would stop then. I didn't. I think he even sent that text on all my channels to get me to stop then, playing into my delusion a little bit, but also a little bit of head games here, which I then called him out for because I twisted it on him.
Base thinks you're a joke. Like, let me show you what you are.
I don't mind being a joke. I don't know why that's a problem. Some of the best comedians are jokes. Okay? I mean, if we're talking about public persona, we're talking about like stand-up comedy, everybody's a joke. They get laughed at all the time. That's not a negative to me. I'm fine with that. Now, if you're talking personal stuff, well, you don't know me personally, Tectone. I don't know you personally. You could be a great guy, but that's not the persona you have. And sure, if they're gonna humiliate me, that's fine. That's the persona that I'm providing, and I'm allowing that. Come on in. Downvote me. You can make negative comments about me if you're still listening. Which, historically speaking, you're not. But some are. You can downvote me. And I would say you can write whatever you want, which you can. But just, have a little tact, okay? If you're going to continue to downvote me, just have a little tact with what you're saying, I'm fine with grandpa. I'm fine with crazy. All those things, fine. Keep on doing that. When you get personal, though, I will have to call that out. And I will reply, and I'll say, is that a threat? Or I won't respond. And I don't delete comments unless they're obviously completely offensive or imply other things. But overall, just think about it.
Because I need you to understand this, right? So this is you, right? So there's this movie called Wimp Low. Or this movie called Kung Pao.
Hello, YouTube.
I was
gonna say my name is Bazooka.
So
this is what I was saying.
This is you, okay?
Yeah, I didn't mind this.
This is how they
fine.
see you, bro. Right?
Totally
let me
fine
show
to
you
do
this.
I don't mind being this person. I think it's great.
His name's Wimp Low from Kung Pao, and you'll hopefully see a lot of similarities.
Okay. Let's go.
Learn who's the best.
Yeah, I get it.
Face the foot style.
I get it.
You like
It's kind of an implied.
Oh yeah.
Like
position.
You're the dude who thinks you headbutted my foot, so
No, I didn't. Not in real life. Tectone, public persona. We haven't met physically at all. We never will. You thinking that I did? I think that's part of the problem, right? Yeah, and you know what? To my credit, I know how effective I can be. Tectone knows how effective I can be. That's why he wanted me to do videos on other people, which I would not do. At least yet. But I have to now. This will be my last video, specifically. for a minute. I'll do other videos. Don't worry. We're not stopping videos. We're not stopping any of my memes. We're not stopping anything. You know?
You're winning.
I don't have to win. I just have to persist. That's all I have to do. Keep going. That's all I gotta do. I don't need to win. I don't need to make money. Don't need to do any of that. Just have to keep going.
Right? Like you're the guy who would headbutt my fist and say, "Yeah, man, I got him good." Right?
Actually, no, I don't say that.
That's what you're not getting, right? Is that
He knew what chat was turning on him right now. He could see it. He knew what he was creating, and he didn't want any of that, so he stopped it. Watch what he does. The chat was feeding into me. I think he knew that. I think he knew that I was becoming bigger than what he ever expected, because I'm not just some, random person that can get bullied. And I never have been.
you're being humored as a joke. And I don't know if you get
I don't take this as a bad thing. I think this is great. Humor is the best form of endearment, I think it is. It's something like that. It's some saying. I don't exactly know what it is, but yeah. Humor is the best form of flattery, something like that. It's something like that. Or maybe I'm thinking of it differently. But anyway, I love humor. I love comedy. I love my geeky, nerdy side. I love my sensitive side. I love all these things about me. So it don't matter if you compare me to that person or another person. Doesn't really matter.
that, man. But I'm gonna keep it a buck, brother. I'm gonna keep it real for you, okay? I'm gonna ban you from my chat because I don't think you're sound of mind, and I don't believe I can react to your videos anymore because I actually think you're starting to believe into your own hype. And
Oh, so now, okay, so let me get this logic straight. Because now I'm able to go toe to toe with you, and I can't just be used as your meme or your farm or whatever else you want to call it. This happened with Hex Juice as well. Then you don't want anything to do with me because you know exactly what this looks like. Because you know how insincere you're being, in my opinion. So it's fine that you banned me. I have no problem with that. And to be honest, you didn't have to respond to me to begin with. But you did. Because I think you wanted more opportunities as well. And I obviously did. I'm in a gacha war right now, okay? I'm looking for all potential. We got covert agents out there. We got all these things in the game, not real life. Obviously, this is all just within the social aspect of this, playful, fun. But yes, we have a message. We have a campaign, but it's akin to a protest. That's all it is. Akin to a protest. Completely constitutional, completely lawful, and that's how we'll keep it. And if it ever gets anything deeper than that, we'll have to take legal action. We'll have to stop it. If somebody does something stupid, which do not do anything stupid. Do not do anything stupid. So I'm banned from Tectone's chat, and I will not request an appeal. I will not request an appeal for Hex Juice. So that's fine by me. But I can still watch his videos, obviously. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If there is, let me know in the comments. If I can't watch somebody that's banned me, I don't know what the laws are against that. I don't think there is any. And if there are, then it would have to go both ways as well, as far as like bullying and abuse. So it would, I think, in this case, would go both ways. He was the bigger person. He reacted to my video first. It was not implicating him. He used me to his advantage, not the other way around, until obviously I had to defend myself. And that's the video. So he says the reason why he banned me. The reason why he banned me is because eventually I was going to make headway, and I still will. That's fine. My name is Plazookas. If you like this content, like, subscribe. See you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.